Hi guys, I'm Ashley. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing the daily oracle reading for Divine Masculine. I actually tried to do this a few hours ago and energies were just so crazy that I could barely speak. If you guys are cross-watchers and saw the Divine Feminine oracle for today that I posted, you'll know that I had some troubles. So I'm posting this a little bit later than usual, but that's the reason why. So announcements. I have a paypal.me donation set up if you guys wish to donate to the channel. I also have an Amazon deck wish list. I put a lot of decks on there because I wanted to not only did I put decks on there that I felt that would work with my energy, but I wanted to have a plethora of decks for people to find something that works for them as well. So don't be intimidated by how many decks are on there. I just wanted to kind of open it up for that. If you guys want to have an oracle reading, they're in my Etsy shop. I have a bunch of different offerings at different price points there as well. As well as my WordPress blog. Every video I do that has a longer spread, I do blog posts for that, and I also do blog posts for like kind of how the spiritual journey is going for me. So check that out. Again, I'll have all the information below in the description box. And then I'm going to do a question and answer for around mid to the end of June. So I opened up an email for everybody to email me questions about that. I will not be doing personal questions, but if there's a lot of questions that come in on the same theme, I'll make it more general. I'm not going to reply to any of the emails that come in, but I'll put them all down for like a half-an-hour video for a question and answer. If you want advice about, you know, divine masculine path, divine feminine path, the connection, soul connections, about kind of anything esoteric, anything kind of in the spiritual realm, as well as questions about me, if they're not too personal and I'm guided to answer them, I will. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else. I think that was all the last thing, I post the pictures of these cards every day on Instagram. So I have two Instagram accounts. I have one that's geared more towards like inspirational for couples, for like soul couples, and then the other one is inspirational more for like individually spiritual journey. So I will post those links down below, that information down below as well. All right, let's get into it. I am using both of my decks from Colette Baron Reid today. So I'm going to use the Good Tarot and then the Spirit Animal Oracle from Colette Baron Reid. All right, so what messages do you guys need to know right now? I'm also having difficulty shuffling today. So yeah, I was on it for the last few days, and then it's just sometimes, you know, spirit comes in at such a high velocity, and with the Scorpio full moon tomorrow, it's just things are ramping up for all of us. So all right, ooh, Five of Earth. This is Five of Pentacles in the original tarot. So let's look to see what the Good Tarot. I posted this in a comment, but I kind of wanted to talk about it for a second. I decided to buy the Good Tarot because not because I wanted to be all love and light or only look at the positive, because there definitely are negative areas of life, but the original tarots were created in a time that we're moving out of right now, called that some people refer to as kind of like the emotional dark ages. So it can be very, very negative. And the reason why I read from the Good Tarot and use the Good Tarot is because I feel that these are just more positive based. And going into, I don't know, I don't feel like we need to hold on to that old those old paradigms of the negative thinking. We can open ourselves to a new perspective, and that's why I do the Good Tarot versus regular tarot right now. When I'm called to do regular tarot, I'll do regular tarot, but it's the Good Tarot for now. So, all right. So Five of Earth is alternative forms of abundance, the illusion of lack, overlooked treasures. All is not as it seems, so this is a time to look again. A change in perception can bring into focus the results I sought, just in different form than expected. I am called to move away from poverty consciousness and open my eyes to treasures before me that are suddenly illuminated. The illusion of wealth gives way to true abundance. There is no need to fear that the rug will be pulled out from under me. What we draw attention to grows, so I count my blessings and realize I have far more. They're basically showing me that, like, far more than I thought. I have come far in my quest for building up what I need, and even more opportunities for experiencing abundance await. That's the first time I've had one that goes on to the next page in this deck, but my guides are showing me that this is really about cementing those forms of abundance that are not financial. I mean, it could be financial as well, but they're showing me that sometimes being a divine masculine, it's all about physicality and the tangible. So what you can back up with something solid. And so a lot of divine masculines go to abundance as wealth, as actual wealth. And they're saying that for you guys, this is not the time to think that way. For divine masculines specifically, this is not the time to think that way. Abundance can take many forms, whether it's abundance of creative intuition, abundance of health, abundance of self-care for yourself, self-love for yourself, and abundance of love from your divine masculine. From your divine feminine. But so it's one of those things that just because you can't hold it in your hand doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So it's one of those things that they're reminding you guys that just because it's not in physical form does not mean that it's untrue. It's having the faith that these things are, that you are abundant in these many things. And if financial abundance is coming in for you, that's fantastic. That's what's meant for you specifically. But definitely Divine wants to remind you guys that that is not the only form. When we narrow down the packaging that we bring of anything in, including abundance, we take away all the amazing things that we can't even think of that universe wants to send to us. And we negate those gifts and we negate those blessings. So they're reminding us not to do that right now. So just remember, even if you end up, even if you, like they're showing me, even if you end up being sick and you have to call into work, you might lose a little money, but the abundance of that situation is that you get to care for yourself and you get that time for yourself. And, it's one of those things that self-care and love and all these things are important foundations. We've been talking a lot about foundations lately. So these are important foundations to build your life on and to build your path on, not just abundance. So, it's having that spiritual knowledge, having that physical health, having that mental health, those emotional health, that is so important. Having that love for yourself, these things are important for you and to you, and should be to you. Sometimes, and some of these things need to be more important than financial abundance. So, they're telling me that financial abundance will come when all these other things fall into place. So, definitely, just remember what you're building your foundation on, divine masculines, and make sure it's right for you. So make sure it's the right path for you. So, all right, I'm trying to get a card from the Spirit Animal Oracle. It's been a few days since we've done this one, but this is a good one. So let's get back to it. What does divine masculine need to know? All right, they're telling the top card. Top card is, we've had this one before, but it's, I'm always like when lessons repeat, because it's not that we didn't get it the first time, it's just cementing things into, our reality. So this is number 63. It is a vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. I'm not going to read the little thing because we've had it before. And the big message is that every single experience, every single thing that you've gone through in life, don't look at it as a waste. Don't try and cut it out. It's like, They're showing me a vision of somebody who breaks their leg. Like, don't cut off your leg just to feel whole again. Don't cut off your leg just, because you think that that's going to make you feel whole. You need to heal your leg. You need to give it time to rest and recuperate, and to have abundance of health, and to build your foundation on those abundances of the experiences that you've had. Don't cut yourself off or cut out your shadow just because you think it didn't teach you something. Our shadow is sometimes our greatest teacher. So our shadow or grief or pain, we wouldn't be the people we are without them. It's one of those things that I just saw this thing on Instagram about, like, don't seek love don't seek love at the feet of those who hurt you. And it was said differently than that, but that was the idea. And that completely 100% goes along with this. Like, let me try and get my thoughts to tangible, because my mind's just when you're trying to, okay, how am I, sorry guys, a lot of visions and emotions are flooding in, and it's sometimes because I first get my intuition through emotions, and then I get it through emotions, and then I get it through like hearing and speaking. So speaking is not my first line of intuition. It's sometimes hard to get my emotions into words. It's hard for me to describe it. So give me just a second. Okay, so they're talking about how grief and pain are just these great, they're these great lessons. And when you stop looking towards these outside sources to heal you, and stop thinking that you can just cut away your shadow and get from the outside of yourself the things that you need to get from the thing that you're trying to cut off, it's going to open you up to just new levels within yourself, new levels of healing, new levels of growth, new levels of understanding, new levels of wisdom. So stop cutting off your leg and then bowing at the feet of whoever broke your leg, in the first place. Heal your leg. Deal with everything that comes up with healing that leg, and you'll be abundant in many ways. And they're telling me to share like how I see my grief and pain. For me, I see my grief and pain as a forest, and for the longest time I ignored the parts of the forest that were decaying, that were ash, that were burning down, that were molding out to death, that were rotting, and I just couldn't face it. Once I started to face these shadows, once I started to face these parts of my forest that were my soul, that once I started to face these things, that's when I started to heal, basically. They were showing me a huge vision for me in my life, but they're saying not to share it. It's just not time for me to share it right now. But long story short, guys, nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted in this life. Every experience that you have, I know that we've talked about this as, these are the experiences and the tangible, these are your talents. They're telling me that this has to do with shadows now. So every shadow is something that is a lesson for you, and if you try and cut it out without dealing with it, without healing yourself, you are a shade of yourself. I don't know if you guys know what a shade is, but it's something that is only a shadow of what the true form is. So it's not the truth of it. It is not the true you won't be in your true power. You won't be on your true path if you cut off your leg instead of dealing with it and healing it within yourself. So don't be a shade of your power. Don't be a shade of your light. Don't be a shade of your life. You guys are so freaking powerful. It is just, everybody is super, super powerful, but like, seriously, one of my greatest gifts is I can see the highest potential in everyone. And so for me right now, what I'm seeing is worlds and galaxies and universes exploding with power and light and infinite possibilities of what that we all can achieve if we all stand up in our power, in our, sorry, I'm getting really excited right now. Like, but I can see the infinite potential of what we all can do if we just believe in ourselves and if we're just true to ourselves. But it starts with that foundation. It starts with how you build your foundation and how you look at what things are coming up for you right now and for you for the rest of your life. If you want to cut off every single limb until you can't walk anymore, you can't do anything anymore, then that is your path. But believe me, that life will be a shade of what you can be and what you can achieve. So please find it within yourself to go inside. Find it within yourself, even if you don't go and try and heal that huge sequoia tree that is decaying and dying and burning down. Go into your forest and heal the first little plant that you can see. Bring it back to life, even if it is a weed. Go and do it. Start with baby steps, and you guys will start an avalanche within yourself. But yeah, like I can see your infinite possibilities. I can see the power that you can walk into as divine masculines. I can see the power as divine feminines. I can see the power of everybody if we choose to do so, instead of staying in that victimhood, instead of staying in that false power, the shade of our power. If we all stood in our truth, there's no words to explain the amazingness of what we can be, guys. And this is coming up for you now. Whether you see this today or whether you see this 10 years from now, this is coming up for you. Spirit is bringing you this for a reason, guys. So grab hold of that infinite possibility. Ask yourself, what can you create? When ego wants to tell you, oh, what if the other shoe's gonna drop? What if we can't heal ourselves? Play the what if game. What if we can be infinite? What if we can be powerful? Because you know what, guys? You can be. You can be. You need to believe in it. I believe in you guys. Believe in yourself. I love you guys. I have talked on this point for way too long, but hopefully you can feel the excitement and the power that I feel. I love you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day.